Before you scroll away, ask yourself one question. What if a forgotten wheat penny hiding in an old jar could one day be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Today, we're revealing the top 4 rare American wheat pennies that collectors never stop chasing. One tiny detail could separate an ordinary 1-cent coin from a life-changing discovery. Stay until the final coin because its hidden rarity has stunned collectors and could completely change the way you look at every penny in your pocket. Treasure alert starts now. Coin number 1. Imagine reaching into your pocket after buying a snack, pulling out a handful of change, and casually spending a worn-looking wheat penny without giving it a second thought. That simple moment could become one of the biggest financial mistakes of your life. Most people see an old penny and assume it's worth only 1 cent, but experienced collectors know that appearances can be incredibly deceptive. Stay with me because this first coin begins our journey into hidden American treasures. And what you're about to discover proves why so many collectors search through jars of loose change every single day. This is the 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint during one of the most important periods in American history. As World War II was reshaping the nation, millions of pennies were produced to keep commerce moving. Yet only a tiny fraction survived in collectible condition with original surfaces that serious buyers demand today. At first glance, its classic design seems ordinary. The obverse proudly displays Abraham Lincoln alongside the familiar inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1944. Turn the coin over and you'll find 2 elegant wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. That timeless wheat penny design has become one of the most recognizable symbols in American numismatic history. Now pay close attention because this is where most people miss the real story. The coin is made primarily of 95% copper with a small percentage of zinc and tin, giving it a warm reddish-brown appearance when preserved properly. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters, and features a smooth plain edge. Those specifications may sound ordinary, but collectors don't stop there. They carefully inspect the color, the original mint luster, tiny strike details, and whether the surfaces remain untouched. This particular example carries a lightly black natural layer from decades of circulation. Many beginners mistakenly think that dark toning ruins a coin, but natural aging can actually confirm authenticity when the surfaces remain original. The biggest mistake anyone can make is cleaning it. A polished coin may look shiny, but to professional collectors, it instantly loses much of its desirability because cleaning destroys the original surface that tells the coin's authentic story. The suspense grows even stronger when this coin appears at auction. The room falls quiet as experts examine every detail under bright lights. Collectors lean forward, auction paddles begin to rise, and the bidding climbs higher with every passing second. Nobody rushes because everyone understands they're competing for a piece of American history that cannot simply be replaced. The numbers continue to rise beyond what most people would ever imagine paying for a penny. It has crossed 6 figures. It has sold for more than many luxury vehicles. Then comes the astonishing final announcement. This remarkable 1944 wheat penny, without a mint mark, has reached an estimated market value of $273,200 in the right collectible circumstances. That's why experienced collectors never dismiss an old wheat penny based on its appearance alone. Before you spend any 1944 wheat penny, inspect it carefully. Keep it exactly as you found it. Avoid cleaning it under any circumstances, and consider professional grading before making any decisions. The hidden treasure in your pocket may not look extraordinary today, but to the right collector, It could represent a silent fortune that most people unknowingly spend without ever realizing what they had. Coin number 2. A dusty glass coin jar sat untouched on a garage shelf for decades until one ordinary weekend. Its owner decided it was finally time to cash in the spare change. Hundreds of common coins spilled across the table, but one wheat penny caught a collector's attention almost immediately. It wasn't bright, flashy, or perfectly preserved. Instead, it carried the quiet confidence of a coin that had survived generations. That single discovery transformed an ordinary afternoon into a story every collector dreams about. Stay with me, because this is the rare 1952 wheat penny with the D mint mark, a coin that reminds us hidden treasures are often hiding in the places we never think to search. Struck at the Denver Mint during the early 1950s, this penny represents an era when America was experiencing rapid economic growth after World War II. Millions entered circulation, buying newspapers, candy, and everyday essentials. Yet only a small number survived in attractive, very fine condition with original surfaces intact. Most were worn heavily, damaged, cleaned, or simply disappeared over time, making untouched examples increasingly difficult for collectors to locate. Its classic design immediately connects it to one of America's most beloved coin series. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1952, while the reverse proudly displays two graceful wheat stalks surrounding 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum, completing the historic design that defined American pennies for nearly 50 years. Most people stopped looking after finding the date, but experienced collectors know the smallest details can change everything. This coin is composed of 95% copper, with the remaining metal consisting primarily of zinc and tin. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters, and features a smooth, plain edge. None of those specifications seem extraordinary until they are paired with originality and preservation. The D Mint mark beneath the date confirms it was produced at the Denver Mint, a detail collectors inspect immediately because mint location can significantly influence demand. This example is described as very fine, meaning important design details remain sharp while showing only honest circulation wear. Lincoln's portrait still displays impressive definition, and the wheat ears on the reverse remain clearly visible. Original brown and reddish tones develop naturally through time add character that many serious collectors appreciate. Never be tempted to polish or clean a coin like this. Even a gentle cleaning can leave microscopic scratches that permanently reduce collector confidence and lower market value. Professional grading and proper storage are always far better choices than trying to improve its appearance yourself. Now, picture the atmosphere inside a prestigious coin auction. The room grows almost silent as specialists pass the 1952 D wheat penny between gloved hands. Every surface is inspected, every detail verified, and every bidder knows opportunities like this are becoming increasingly uncommon. One paddle rises, another follows, and the competition quickly becomes intense. The auctioneer barely pauses as the bids continue climbing beyond expectations. The tension builds because no serious collector wants to lose a genuinely desirable wheat penny with strong eye appeal and authentic surfaces. It has already crossed 6 figures. It has commanded more than the price of many luxury automobiles. Then the final hammer falls, revealing an impressive market value of $244,300 for an exceptional example. That is why you should never spend a 1952 wheat penny with a D Mint mark before examining it carefully. Preserve its original condition. Avoid cleaning it under any circumstances. Store it safely. And seek professional grading if you believe you have a promising specimen. Hidden treasures do not always shine the brightest, and sometimes the greatest fortune is quietly waiting inside an old coin jar that everyone else has ignored. Coin number 3. A seasoned coin dealer once opened a tightly wrapped bank roll expecting nothing more than ordinary pennies for inventory. Coin after coin passed beneath his fingers until one darker wheat penny made him stop instantly. It wasn't the brightest coin in the roll, yet something about its age, its subtle details, and the tiny D mint mark hinted that this was no ordinary 1-cent piece. Moments like these are why experienced collectors never rush through old bank rolls. Hidden fortunes often disguise themselves as worn pocket change, and this remarkable discovery proves that the greatest treasures are sometimes the easiest to overlook. Stay with me because this 1928 wheat penny with the D mint mark carries a fascinating history that continues to attract collectors nearly a century after it left the Denver Mint. During the late 1920s, America was enjoying economic prosperity just before the Great Depression changed the nation forever. Countless pennies entered daily circulation, paying for newspapers, groceries, and train fares. Decades of heavy use meant that many examples became damaged, cleaned, or simply disappeared, leaving far fewer attractive survivors for today's collectors. The obverse proudly features Abraham Lincoln beneath the words, "In God We Trust," with "Liberty" to the left and the date 1928 beside the small D mint mark. Turn the coin over and the familiar wheat ears frame 1 cent and United States of America, while E pluribus unum completes one of the most iconic reverse designs ever placed on an American coin. Now pay close attention, because the smallest details separate an ordinary wheat penny from one that commands extraordinary attention. This coin is struck from an alloy of 95% copper with the balance consisting primarily of zinc and tin. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters, and features a smooth plain edge. Those official specifications are important, but collectors look much deeper. The lightly black natural layer covering this fine condition example tells a story of decades spent in circulation without being aggressively cleaned. Many beginners mistakenly try to brighten older coins, believing a shiny surface increases value. In reality, original toning is often far more desirable because it confirms authenticity and preserves the coin's historical character. The D mint mark is another feature that receives immediate attention. Specialists carefully inspect the strike quality, lettering, wheat stock details, and Lincoln's portrait before determining authenticity and overall desirability. Because so many examples suffered heavy wear throughout the 20th century, naturally preserved specimens with pleasing surfaces have become increasingly difficult to locate, driving strong collector demand year after year. The excitement reaches another level when a coin like this enters a major auction. The room becomes almost silent as experts examine every angle beneath powerful lights. Collectors exchange careful glances before the first paddle rises. Another bidder responds instantly. Then another joins the competition as the price climbs higher with remarkable speed. Everyone understands they are not simply bidding on an old penny, they are competing for a surviving piece of American history that becomes harder to replace with each passing year. The numbers continue to rise beyond what most people would ever expect from a 1-cent coin. It has already crossed 6 figures. It has sold for more than many luxury vehicles. Finally, the auctioneers hammer false, confirming an impressive market value of $332,300 for an exceptional example of the 1928 D wheat penny. That is why you should never spend this coin without a careful inspection. Keep its original surfaces untouched. Never clean or polish it. Store it safely in a proper holder. and consider professional grading before making any decisions. The next time you search an old bank roll, remember that one ordinary-looking wheat penny could quietly be the hidden treasure that changes everything. Coin number 4. An elderly collector once stopped at a neighborhood flea market where a small box of mixed coins sat forgotten beneath an old table. Most shoppers walked right past it without a second glance, believing every penny inside was nothing more than spare change. But hidden among those ordinary coins was a dark-looking wheat penny that almost everyone ignored because of its black natural layer. That single moment became a reminder that life-changing treasures are often disguised as the coins people accidentally spend every single day. This is the remarkable 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint during one of America's most challenging economic periods. As the country slowly recovered from the Great Depression, millions of pennies entered circulation to support everyday commerce. Most were heavily used, damaged, cleaned, or melted over the decades, making naturally preserved examples increasingly desirable today. The obverse displays the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1934. Flip the coin over and you'll see the classic wheat reverse with two elegant wheat ears surrounding 1 cent, and United States of America, completed by E pluribus unum. It looks simple, yet collectors know that behind this familiar design can hide an extraordinary story. Now look closer, because this is where hidden fortunes reveal themselves. The 1934 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper, with the remainder primarily zinc and tin. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters, and features a smooth plain edge. Those official specifications are shared by many wheat pennies, but originality is what separates a collectible coin from an ordinary one. This fine-condition example carries a natural black layer created through decades of aging and circulation. Many people mistakenly think darker coins are damaged and immediately try to polish them. That is exactly what serious collectors hope never happens. Original surfaces, even with deep natural toning, often preserve the coin's authenticity and historical character. Cleaning can permanently erase microscopic surface details, reduce collector confidence, and significantly lower value. Because this coin has no mint mark, experts carefully inspect every design element, strike quality, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, and the wheat stalks on the reverse before determining its desirability. As fewer untouched examples remain available, demand among collectors continues to grow while the supply becomes increasingly limited. Now imagine the atmosphere inside a prestigious auction hall. The room falls silent as this 1934 wheat penny is placed beneath bright examination lights. Specialists nod quietly while bidders study every detail through magnifiers. The first bid is placed, followed immediately by another. Within moments, the competition becomes intense as collectors realize an opportunity like this may not appear again for years. The auctioneer's voice grows louder while paddles continue to rise, pushing the price far beyond what anyone expects from a 1-cent coin. It has crossed 6 figures. It has sold for more than many luxury cars. Finally, the room freezes as the hammer falls, confirming an astonishing market value of $286,300 for an exceptional example. That is why you should never spend a 1934 wheat penny without carefully examining it first. Preserve its original condition, never clean or polish the surfaces, and consider professional grading before making any decisions. The hidden treasure you overlook today could become tomorrow's unforgettable discovery. If this video makes you think twice before spending your spare change, then you've already taken the first step that many people never do. Now it's your turn. Have you ever found an old wheat penny in your pocket, a coin jar, or a family collection? Tell us in the comments because your story could inspire another collector to uncover a hidden treasure. Check every old penny you own before you spend it. Share this video with someone who saves coins. And subscribe for more incredible discoveries that most people never hear about. The next life-changing coin could already be waiting in your pocket.